What is good? What is good, everybody? We got an exclusive. We got an exclusive video for tonight. I am your host, Mikey T, the movie star.
Everybody,
Let me get
we
my
got an
sounds.
exclusive. We got an exclusive video.
Let me get my sound right. Let me get everything right. Let me get my runts right. You dig what I'm saying? Man, we got an exclusive show for the night. We're gonna get back on some news tomorrow afternoon. We're gonna go back. We're gonna do some news tomorrow afternoon. You guys, because I know there's a bunch of different news stories breaking, so I'm gonna jump on that tomorrow. Actually, what's popping with your Philly throwback? I hope you're excited for one of my most classic pieces that I've ever done. Colossal the Don, what's popping with you, bro? Appreciate you for tapping in. We smoking on some runts tonight, so I'm in rare form. Keith McDowell, what's going on with you, bro? Appreciate you for tapping in. We've got a great show for tonight. Going to be going over some top-notch topics, man. I did an exclusive with Gillie the Kid. One of my last interviews, my last feature interview with Gillie the Kid, actually, because the last time I actually had Gillie on the channel, he had actually joined us on a YouTube live video. So Gillie the Kid, actually, this is my last exclusive interview with Gillie, and we're going to be taking a look at it. One of my favorite interviews with Gil. You know, this is actually the interview that I did with Gillie when the pandemic had started. This is the interview, one of my first interviews that I did over the computer when I started putting my face on all of my interviews. You know, so I was really happy that Gillie would still give me the light to actually jump on the platform. You know what I mean? I've been doing interviews with him for quite some time. Steve, what's going on with you, man? I'm glad you're in anticipation for the show. It's definitely going to be dope, man. It's definitely going to be a dope show. Let me see what we got here just to get us a little enticed.
Yeah, you already know this your boy, the king of Philly, Gillie. Shout out to Mikey T, the movie star, man. We live on Report Card Radio. You already know.
We are live on Report Card Radio, you guys. Definitely appreciate everybody tapping in, man. You know, we got some exclusive shit. I'm going to come back tomorrow. Put it on your calendars. I'm going to come back tomorrow at 3 o'clock with some hip hop news, you guys. Couple hip hop stories that I'm going to cover, whether it comes with a chain, whether it comes with one of our artists getting out of the pen. You know, we got a couple stories that we're going to cover tomorrow. But tonight, we're doing an exclusive watch along for my last feature interview with Gillie the Kid. Gary Smith, what is poppin'? I appreciate Scotland on the tap in. My guy Apex is in the building. Salute to you, G's. And James Brown, 716, Buffalo, is in the building. I got my moderator, Louis Peasy. Thought I was going to run into you today, Peasy, at Comcan or something, bro. Thought I might see you over there, bro. Yeah, because I had to go grab a bunch of runts before the show tonight. I had to go grab a bunch of runts, you know, just to get the show started. Well, not really. I mean, I just wanted to smoke on the most exotic bud. I think the runts is actually taking it to the cookies bud right now, to be 100% with you. But that's only because we don't have a lot of the new strands available. You know, Burner is creating so many different strands out there in Cali, like the toothpaste strand. It would be interesting to try that. He's got a Falon strand. You know what I mean? They've got the new baby powder, which is a Khalifa Kush mixture with the Georgia Pie. Georgia Pie is one of my favorite strands of chronic as well. You know, so they're doing a lot in California, you know what I mean? But I'm here in Connecticut, which is right by New York and Massachusetts. So I'm a little bit out of the loop. You know what I'm saying? I'm a little bit out of the loop when it comes to the premier cannabis smoking. Okay, okay. What's going on? Hold them accountable. Philadelphia. I appreciate you for tapping in tonight. Major salute. Keith, what up, Mikey T? Everything's good, man. Gonna just go over one of my most classic interviews, an interview that I'm really proud of. Why? Because it was me stepping out of the norm. It was me stepping out of my comfort zone, you guys. I had always interviewed artists from behind the camera. This is something that Gillie knew. When Gillie had first created $1 million worth of game, he asked me, he said, Mikey, do you want to be on camera? Because Gillie knew that I really was never on the camera like that. So in the last few years, since the pandemic, with the change of my YouTube channel, you know what I mean? I've decided to come in front of the camera, come and talk to the audience. You know what I mean? Basically, changing my whole style when it comes to this, spectrum of YouTube. So I really went and did a whole change for the way that I put content out there, man. And I hope you guys enjoy it, man. I hope you guys enjoy it. I see some of you consistently tap in. I see some of you guys are still watching the interviews. I know my interview recently with Easy the Block Captain went out. I did an interview with Bizarre, both of them highly successful. I linked up recently with Royce the 5'9", you know what I'm saying? A number of artists, and it's all been on camera. So the new wave is here, and it is here to stay, you guys, moving forward in 2022, 2023, man. PZ says, what made you do that change? Well, it was actually just how everything was going with YouTube. You know what I mean? I've said it in the past. A lot of the artists that I was working with, like Gillie, was moving on to his own podcast. Ab had got locked up. Dark Low, he got locked up right after that. You know what I'm saying? So it put me in a position where I was like, all right, Mikey T, you need to step up. You need to step up, Mikey T, and you need to use your voice or you're going to get left behind. And since 2020, I've just been making sure that nobody leaves me behind in this shit, you guys. Whether, you know what I mean? Whether I'm making new alliances or I'm just, bringing in new people that are watching the show, whether they're, from all over the country or even they're music artists themselves. You know what I mean? We're impacting the culture in a major way here. But yeah, PZ, thanks for asking that, man. Just wanted to break that down a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Tonight we're gonna get into an exclusive interview I did, and Gillie went over a lot. In this interview, Gillie actually spoke on rest in peace, Fred the Godson. Gillie actually spoke on Joe Budden in this interview. Yep, we do some talking in this. I believe this is the interview where he speaks on Joe Budden. It's about 21 minutes, you guys. Pretty dope interview. He's getting into the 50 Cent versus Ja Rule versus battle. I see everybody's been going crazy on YouTube about that clip. So I decided that we should air it tonight and actually speak on it because I see a lot of comments going on when it comes to 50 Cent versus Ja Rule. You know what I mean? I see a lot of comments going on. It's a lot of talk behind it. So I figure we should address it tonight and really take a look at the whole interview. Hold on one second. Second here. Okay. Bronx, New York. What's up? What up? What up, Gigi? Appreciate you for tapping in. She says, I like your new background, Mikey. I definitely appreciate that. Sean Wright, Strong Island is in the building. Okay. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate you guys for tapping in. Everyone sharing this video. We got some shit to talk about tonight, but we also have an interview to look at. My exclusive interview, my exclusive interview with Gillie the Kid.
You already know this your boy, the king of Philly, Gillie. Shout out to Mikey T, the movie star, man. We live on Report Card Radio. You already know. Right.
Gil, I really appreciate you taking the time to join me today, man, on Report Card Radio. You know, a lot of my fans and followers actually look at your advice as golden.
Absolutely.
Look at the cup action that Gillie has there, you guys. He's got the Marathon Clothing Cup. You know what I mean? I think we all pretty much know Gillie's setup right here. We all, you see the speakers in the back. You know what I'm saying? We all pretty much know Gillie's setup right there from when he would go live practically every single morning. You know what I'm saying? Gillie would literally go live every single morning from his crib. So I actually had the opportunity to interview him. I mean, lately his schedule has just been getting so crazy, you guys, to the point where, every time I'm looking at Gillie's page, he's on a plane. You know what I mean? Gillie's ready to go travel somewhere. You know what I mean? Gillie stays busy. And I respect that about him. You know what I mean? He's been ready his whole career to stay busy, but he's been keeping busy from films, from, finding different endeavors in Texas to Florida, you know what I mean? Or New Orleans, wherever the hell they were when the whole Cash Money thing situated popped off. I'm not really looking at a timeline right now. What up, Prayed Up? Appreciate you for tapping in, man. Salute, salute. West Virginia is in the building. Okay. All right. I hope everybody's rolled up in the chat. Hope y'all are getting everything ready. If you got something to roll up, smoke, or if you got your drink, you know what I mean? We got a great show going on tonight. Baby, T Ninth Ward, New Orleans is in here. I appreciate you for tapping in tonight. Major salute to New Orleans. Major salute to the Ninth Ward. Major salute to my guy, Kid as well. You know what I mean? He's came through and blessed the channel on multiple occasions. He's got a whole bunch of new material out, so go check him out on Instagram. He's heavy on there, y'all. But yeah, man, definitely appreciate everybody for tapping in. Go ahead and share this video. I'm gonna roll something up. You know, I got the Dutchess on deck. Capital third letter C is in the building. Okay, major salute to you, bro. Major salute, man. Looking forward to tonight's video. I'm going to be looking back at one of my favorite interviews, or maybe I should say one of my favorite guys to interview. A lot of people say Vlad has Boosie and Mikey T had Gillie. A lot of people said that back in the day, and I appreciate them for putting me in that ranking. You know what I mean? I appreciate them for putting my relationship with Gillie on that line of credibility. We have interviews, we have millions of views in interviews. Actually, we've spoken on so many different topics, you guys, from Little Uzi Vert, you know what I mean? Little Uzi Vert's running with Rich the Kid. We spoke on all different types of stuff. Drake and Meek, we Meek and Ab, you know what I'm saying? Cassidy, we've spoken on, you know what I mean? Gillie's relationship with Vin Rames, Gillie running into Birdman. I was actually there for that one, you guys, when they when they came and bumped heads at the King of Diamonds. I was right there. I was there at King of Diamonds with Floyd Mayweather. Yeah, all types of shit, you guys. So many different experiences with Gil, you know what I mean? Just we've spoke about the major figures, we spoke about Wallow, major salute to Wallow. Still remember that one time Wallow had me over to his spot and just let me pick out any gear that I wanted. You know what I mean? Shit like that you never forget, man. OG Kush and the Fruity Pebbles, man. I ain't gonna lie, yo. You guys know I love the OG Kush. It's undeniable. Everybody pretty much loves OG Kush. It's one of the best strands to smoke if you have access to it, if there's an accessibility to it. But Fruity Pebbles is really good as well. I remember when the GG4 era was going on. I remember when the GG4 era was going on a few years ago. There was some Fruity Pebbles around, man, and Fruity Pebbles is a good strain. But pretty much now everything I get is from a dispensary. Now, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I found this one today that I couldn't let out of my sight. I had to grab a couple ones of it because look at the percentage. You guys see that? 29%. Had to grab it. You know what I'm saying? Okay, yo, what's good? Anonymous Entertainment. Appreciate you for tapping in. WR, Anonymous Entertainment, live from DC. I love it when you guys shout out your cities, man. I love it when you guys shout out your cities, man. Appreciate everybody for tapping in. We have a dope interview to take a look at tonight. Let's get into a little bit of it. So I wanted to get your reaction today to the passing of Fred the Godson Gill.
It's
Rest in peace, Fred, man.
a blow to his family and his friends, and a major blow to hip hop.
Yeah, man, it is, man. And you know what? Fred was a good dude, man. Like Fred was one of them dudes. If you ain't like Fred or you had something against Fred, like you really like a nut ass nigga. Cause Fred was just like a good dude. Like it's only like a few people I met in my life that it was hard. You can't even picture nobody not liking them. Like Ab Lava that was in my clique, Major Figures, Ab Lava. Like you couldn't picture a nigga not with Ab as a person because niggas was such good people that is like, how could you not with Fred? How could you not Lava? Like, you know what I'm saying? So Fred was a good dude, man. And just the sad part about it is, he had to die alone, man. You know what I'm saying? He in the hospital. Can't nobody come see him. Can't nobody visit him. Like, he just laying in the hospital, and then you just check. Like, that's got to be some of the saddest shit in the world, man.
Gil, what was your initial reaction to Fred's passing? I know a lot of people took to the internet. What was your initial reaction?
It was just like, damn, I felt bad for his family. You know what I'm saying? Because let's be for real, when you got the coronavirus, you're isolated. It's not like your peoples could come visit you. But I mean, if he was in the hospital for 12 days, he was in the hospital for 12 days all by himself. Ain't nobody by his bedside. And then you just die.
Yeah, it was so crazy back when everything had first started. The way that you would be kept, quarantined, kept away from everybody, to the way that it is now. Pretty much, if you catch it, you are allowed to go back to work within 5 days. A lot has changed, man. Just getting this breakdown with Gillie, man, how serious he took it, just because of the nature of my relationship with Gillie. Like, I remember after the second or third interview that I did with Gil, and he was like, "Wow, Mikey, you just got so damn real with the questions." Like, he was really entertained by the interview, actually getting to express all of the way that he grew up in different situations. So we had built a bond, Gillie and I, to the point where he could give me an answer like this, a real answer like this, as if we were filming a documentary for Netflix or something, you guys. And I just want to say, man, losing Fred was such a big blow, you know what I mean, to the music industry, but obviously to something much bigger than that, because beyond the music and entertainment, there's a man's family and a man's life. You know what I mean? I had the opportunity to meet Fred and text with Fred on multiple occasions where he had agreed to do interviews, and he was just the kindest person when it came to that. Like, I never actually got to do that. And I did a couple segments with Fred talking here and there when I would run into him. South by Southwest, I run into him. We text here and there, man. You know what I'm saying? Here and there with Fred, man. But what a great man, man. Let's get back into what Gillie's saying here, though, guys.
And then when you die, you can't even get the proper funeral because everybody's still in isolation. So you might get a funeral with 2, 3, 4 people at your funeral. Like, and I mean, that's just.
I know you recently did some work with Fred.
Yep,
What do you
yep. This
think
was
his
actually a video, the Legacy music video that my guy who is from Pennsylvania, he's from Reading, Pennsylvania, OTH. He actually put together this video, you guys, called Legacy. If you haven't seen it, you can check it out. Gillie the Kid, Fred the Godson, OTH Legacy. What a video. I had to ask Gil about it. I never had the opportunity to speak with Gillie about this, but this is obviously a video that I had seen. You know, I had seen this video. Fred the Godson and Gillie the Kid coming together in a music video. That is a headline. That is a headline. That is a news breaking thing. You know what I mean? You got Philly, you got New York coming together. OTH made it happen. So major respect to OTH on that, man.
Legacy will be in hip hop when it's all said and done.
I mean, he was a spitter. I mean, he was a spitter. He was, even though he didn't have all the accolades, the platinum records, and he was a spitter that you had to respect because he talked that shit. He expressed himself in a good way. You know what I'm saying? Like, like me, I know I was blackballed. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I was never gonna go triple platinum. I was never gonna get a true opportunity. But at the end of the day,
Damn. Gil getting into how he was blackballed, how he was never gonna get an opportunity. Now, I'm not talking about the opportunity to do this independent record. You know what I mean? Where you get paid a couple $1,000s for a feature. Yes, that is great. You know what I mean? Getting independent features, getting features based on the fact that you have a buzz in the underground, like Gillie was. Gillie's talking about how he was screwed out of his real situation in the music industry to blow up to a whole nother level. I liken it to that of 50 Cent. You know what I mean? I think Gillie was set for that plateau of rap superstardom. That's but let's hear what Gillie's saying more about this because he's getting into some really deep shit here, even going as far, like I said, to speak on his blackballing, which is not something he really would talk about in interviews too frequently.
y'all gonna respect my mouthpiece. Feel me? Y'all gonna respect this shit that I'm talking. Y'all ain't got no choice but to do that.
Gil, could you take me back to when you first met Fred the Godson?
Oh man, that was years ago, man. Like, I don't even remember my first encounter with Fred the Godson because I knew him so long. Like I don't even remember my first encounter with him. You know what I mean? I know I was in New York and we was introduced to each other from somebody. I can't quite remember, man. I smoked too much, Mikey. But ever since then, it was all love. Like, I just shot a video with Fred in the last year. You know what I'm saying? We shot a video together up in so like Redden or something. Yeah. We did it, me, him, and some other kid named Mooka.
Yeah, I was definitely just watching that video today, man. Like when you hear Fred's verses, it's just like what Fred the Godson verse was not a classic verse almost.
Maybe I was mistaken right there because he had said a guy named Mooka, but maybe I'm mistaken. But he did say Redding. I sent this video to my guy OTH if he could come in and clarify all of that, if they had actually filmed the video with Gil and Fred in his area of town. You know what I'm saying? But if not, you know what I'm saying? OTH is a good dude who will tap in frequently here and there if he's not busy. You know what I'm saying? Busy dude right there. He got clothing shops, music business, all recording. I think he has a lounge now. Report Card Radio. Share it with your friends, guys. Let them know this is where they're gonna get their hottest hip hop news, man. I've interviewed the most well known people in the game. Share this video. We got a great interview going on right here, man. I really, really feel like this is some of the greatest shit that Gillie is talking about, man. Like, I'm really proud that we got this part of the interview as well as all the other shit. The stuff about Dark Low. I had to ask him about in this interview. I had to ask Gillie the Kid about all the accusations around Dark Low. Gillie was talking about self-snitching. He goes into it. I wanted to ask him about what he did for ARAB, as well as his thoughts on Cassidy doing things for ARAB. But also, I know there's a lot of people in here to talk about the verses, and it's a big topic right now. 50 and Ja Rule. I want to know. I want to get the discussion out later on in the video. But let's get back to it, man.
Yeah, he was a spitter, man. He did his job very well. That's something nobody could take away from him.
You know, this really hit home for hip hop. Do you think the coronavirus will have any more hip hop casualties?
Well, I pray it doesn't. You know what I mean? But only God know that. Everybody got, God got a plan for everybody, and once His plan is in place, it ain't nothing we can do about it. So, I hope don't nobody else die. Whether it's a rapper, singer, regular person, or fucker that work for SEPTA, or a lawyer, or a doctor. Or I hope don't nobody else pass from it. You know what I'm saying? But hopefully not. You know what I'm saying?
I guess that sort of plays into what you were saying about Atlanta, and then you noticed it yourself while you were driving around in Philly, and even me riding around in Connecticut. I see a lot of people out in by the marinas.
Well, at the end of the day, man, obviously those people don't take it as serious as me. You know what I mean? My family. Hopefully they don't catch it. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully we coronavirus free. I don't think we are, because they keep saying there's more cases every day. But people gonna do what they want to, man. And some people got the mindset of I'm not living in fear of nothing. I'm gonna go outside. I'm okay. Well, I don't really call that living in fear. I call that living in intelligence. You know what I mean? Living in a smart way. But some people call it fear. So, like I had a girl on my live tell me this shit ain't real, and I'm like, I know 4 people that died from this shit in a month. I don't know 4 people that's died in a month in my whole life. Like, so yes, bitch, it's very real. You better get your mind right. But she is a young girl, 24. This is not real. Government's lying. I'm on my way out now. So that's some people's mindset, man.
Right there, you guys. Right there, you could see it with Gillie. I love how he can do that. You know what I mean? Like in our past interviews, he would go get so serious and so aggressive, you know, in something in a different nature. You know what I mean? It would be something a little bit more street, something a little bit more catered to the street. But this Gillie that I'm speaking to, this is probably my last interview with Gillie before the conversation that we had on YouTube Live in front of y'all that one time. You could see the character change in Gillie. You could most certainly see how he has grown, you know what I mean, in the last 5, 6, 7 years. Like he really has made tremendous strides, in character development. You know what I mean? Shit that is fundamental to him. You could just sort of see it in the way that he's acting. The man is ready to be on Adult Swim. The man is ready to be on Comedy Central. He's not just going to be on Rap City no more, calling out Wheezy. You know what I'm saying? This man is going to be on FX, you guys. Gillie the Kid has, and then you saw how he flipped it into acting like the female was acting. Tremendous. Funny. You know what I mean? Let's get back to it. No, I haven't seen anything about Will Smith and Chris Rock, you guys. My bad. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe and also hit the notification bell so you never miss live videos. Mikey T, the movie star here, you guys. Hottest kid in hip hop, man. I'm the hottest dude in hip hop right now, man. So subscribe to the channel.
So, in saying that, Gil, how do you keep the Rona away and live a healthy lifestyle, you and your family?
I mean, we just doing what everybody else doing, quarantining, Mikey.
I remember seeing this Gillie mask, and man, how dare I form the question like that, man? But I was just really, with asking these questions, you guys, about what was affecting us in our life, I was really just trying to be as straightforward as I could, as doing an interview. You know what I mean? Really trying to get some real answers. I spoke with Cassidy about this, how it affected him. I spoke with Millies about this. It was something that we could not ignore doing these interviews. You know what I mean? It was something that I could not ignore doing these interviews. You know what I mean? The impact that it had on them and others in our community. Major salute to Gillie. I'm going to have to name it. Gillie is my favorite person to interview. I'm going to have to say, I'm going to put up a poll right now. Favorite person for Mikey T to interview. I want to know, who is your favorite person that I've interviewed consistently? We got Gillie the Kid, we got AR we got Dark Low, and I'm also going to put Bangum Smurf on the list. I'm asking you all, I'm asking my community. I want you guys to take a look at my poll. Who is your favorite person that I've interviewed over the years? Is it Bangum Smurf? Is it Gillie the Kid? Is it Dark Low? Or is it ARAB? Y'all can vote, but let's get back to the interview. I just wanted to acknowledge the Louis Vuitton mask. Damn it. I missed my opportunity. You know what I mean? I missed my opportunity to get the Louis Vuitton mask.
You know, hoping that shit don't jump up on us, man.
I can respect that, man. I can respect that, man. It's good to actually get to talk to you, you know, because Philly is a frequent spot for me, so it's kind of hard for me not being able to come to and from Philly.
All right. Yeah, Philly, like I wouldn't say your second home. I would say probably your third.
Because of Florida, right?
Miami's your second.
Facts.
I know you, Mikey.
All right, Gil. So I need one pop.
Y'all heard that? This is before we get into the ARAB. Y'all heard that? Gil pretty much, he knows that I had foundation in Florida as well. Come from Connecticut. I had, started doing interviews in New York, Philadelphia, Jersey, moved down to Florida, and then I actually drove back up to Philly a few different times. And, whether it was to link with Freeway, my guy, rest in peace, Matty Raw, had done a video with Freeway, or whether it was to link with my guys doing interviews or interviewing Gillie, I would drive up to Philly or take a plane. And this is something that Gillie actually acknowledged. You know what I mean? Calling Philly, you know what I mean? My third home. You know what I'm saying? Top three right there, man. I've always put Philly as the mecca of hip hop for me. You know what I mean? There's so many different artists. You know what I mean? So many different artists that you could access. You know, I've always had that open invitation to actually interview all the different artists in Philly, whether it was dudes on the come up like a Chill Moody, you know what I'm saying? Whether it was dudes who had made their name like a Cicero or Gillie or Ab or Dark Low. So I want to know, everybody watching, first of all, if you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe to the channel so you never miss a live video or a news update. Tomorrow at 3 o'clock, I'm going to be coming on here with a news update for everybody. But tonight we're doing a watch along with Gillie the Kid. I want y'all to let me know. George McCarthy says Petey Crack was my favorite from Mikey T, not on the list. I want to know, who's your favorite person that I've interviewed, you guys. Everybody vote in the chat. We got 135 people in here. 136, my bad. I want everybody to vote right now and let me know what you thought. But let's get into this joint.
Positive ARAB story for the Report Card Radio audience, because at one point you had actually told me that you had done something to help every single Philly hip hop artist. What was that you had done for ARAB?
Yep, I had to do it because Gil told me at one point in one of our earlier interviews, Gillie had actually told me, Mikey T, I have done something for every single artist in Philadelphia. And I had done an interview with Gillie in the past that maybe we'll take a look at. You know what I mean? We'll take a look at it in the future. But Gillie had spoke on Ab getting locked up, you know what I mean, and what he was facing. But I wanted to focus on the positive here, you guys. I wanted to focus on a positive memory that Gillie could give us from what he did for him. So let's hear it. Let's hear it from Gillie's mouth, what he did for ARAB, you guys.
Pretty sure I'm probably I got one time. Okay, so Cosmic Kev called me. You know what I'm saying? He was like, yo, who should I get on the come up show, man? Blah 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 blah. You know, we was thinking of some people that he should get on the come up show. And I said, you know what? No, fuck that. Get Ab on there. Get AR on there. You know what I mean? He gonna join up. And this was years ago when Ab was just really, you know what I mean, setting his feet and setting his feet down in the concrete. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, you know what? Yeah. Damn, I don't know nobody got a number on him. Hold on. I got a number on him right here. Yo, Ab. Yo, yeah, it's me and Cosmic Kev on the phone, bro.
Boom, right there. Gillie didn't take but 1 second to call Arab up on the phone when Cosmic Kev said, "Who can we get? Who can we bring up?" Gil said Arab. Gil said you should bring Arab up here. This is no question of if it was a bigger star like Cassidy, which I do bring up in a second, bringing Ab up there because that's where I became familiar with Ab, from Cassidy bringing him up on, the freestyles and bringing him up on that whole circuit that we would see Ab conquer. Now we saw Dark Low doing it. We see, bars on I-95 right here out of Connecticut doing it. It's one of the biggest things in hip hop. You know what I mean? Salute to Cosmic Kev, man. Would love to go, you know what I mean, back in time and just be a fly on that wall and see all the artists that walked through. And I loved the last AR Rap freestyle in there as well, man. I think he was reading off a phone, but I love me some AR Rap freestyles. And that's why it was like coming up in first recognizing who Ab was from those freestyles that Cassidy brought him up to. I had to bring him up, but we'll see in a second. Because Gillie here says he's the first one, man. Gillie here says he was actually well, not the first, but that's what he did for him. Let me see. What's the poll looking like? I want y'all to vote in the poll right now. Who is your favorite interview that Mikey T has done? Favorite person for Mikey T to interview? Gillie the Kid, AR Rab, Dark Low, or Bangum Smurf? I want everybody in here to vote. Let's go, you guys, but let's get back to the interview as well.
You want to do the come up show? Yeah, you're fucking right. Yeah, all right, cool. Here you go. So, that's the type of shit I do. But, Ad was a solid nigga out here, man. Yeah, I mean, I just wish that some of the things he did on social media he didn't do. You know what I'm saying? But, you can't cry over spilled milk. You know what I'm saying? But Ad was a solid dude out here. You know what I mean? He was just trying to break through in the rap game. Shout out to him and the whole OBH, man.
So, Gillie kept it real right there. You know what I mean? Gillie kept it real. Gillie didn't sugarcoat it. Gillie went right into it. He said he wishes Ab didn't do certain shit that he did on social media. You know what I mean? I remember AR Ab went on the Breakfast Club, and I understand he's joking around with Charlemagne, but they're talking about South by Southwest, and Arab saying that he would rather drive there so that he could bring 2 cars. You know what I mean? And I'm not going to go any further into the story really, but different things like this that Ab was doing on social media and in live interviews, like maybe sometimes the artist would wish that is something they weren't doing, when they're the ones scrolling through the internet and watching it, and you're scrolling through YouTube and then you see one of those guys that you remember as a youngin watching you, as we've heard Ab say before, when he was younger, he would watch the Major Figures and shit like that. So yeah, man, I could definitely see what Gillie is saying there, seeing that type of stuff, those antics on the internet and wishing that it wasn't going on, because Ab could have just solely focused on the music. But then you got to ask yourself, if he did just solely focus on the music, would we know as much about his character and be actually interested? Looking at Max B's situation, he was with Jim Jones doing great music. But it wasn't until he went to jail and got out on bail that everybody actually put the camera on him. You know what I mean? It wasn't until then that everybody put the camera on him. You know what I mean? Different situations like that. Even if you go as far back to Tupac getting out and joining Death Row, you know what I mean? Even if you go back that far, OTH is in the building. Salute to my guy. We were just actually talking about you on the platform, my brother, talking about the legacy video. Free Ab, free Max. But let's get back into the watch along, you guys. I'm rolling up my runts as well. D Money, appreciate you for tapping in tonight. If I got anybody in here that's not subscribed to the channel, subscribe right now.
Positive note, Gil, Arab had actually told me that when he was younger, he actually watched you and the major figures coming up in the hip hop industry. What were your thoughts when Cassidy actually gave him an opportunity within Larceny Family?
Well, it depends on what you look at as an opportunity. I mean, what opportunity did Cash really give him? You know what I'm saying? I can't say I gave you an opportunity. We just was hanging together. I don't know. Do they got a bunch of music out?
Well, I mean, they did a lot of freestyles together on that same platform, the Cosmic Kev platform.
I mean, but that's Cosmic Kev looking out.
See, right there, you guys, just because Gillie's my big homie and shit, I'm not, it's not going to stop me from pointing out realistic factors, things from history that are real. But Gil has a good point as well. We've seen many artists, stand alongside a bigger celebrity and they're not doing anything besides standing there. I mean, I've done interviews with other artists, and I'm not really going to come out here and speak for them because I'd rather them be here and speak for themselves. You know what I mean? But I've done interviews with artists, or I've spoken with artists who have been a part of bigger movements, and I've even watched it. You see it on television. We watch it right in front of our eyes when somebody's there playing the background. Let's get back into it.
You know what I'm saying? That's a difference. You know what I mean? Like every interview I seen with ARAB after Cassidy, he basically said Cassidy was trying to play him. You know what I'm saying? So, not taking nothing away from Cassidy because, I guess if Cassidy did some work with him, I guess he did help him. You know what I mean? Because Cassidy was the bigger artist at the time.
There we go. There we go. I'm reeling him in here, you guys. I'm reeling him in. I'm bringing Gil back to reality here. You know what I mean? Because Cassidy most certainly did put Arab on a lot of our radar. You know what I mean? Most certainly did. You know what I mean? I just, we got a little bit of it's a little comedic to some people, but we're having a real conversation here, you guys.
And if I'm the bigger artist at the time and I do some work with you, then I guess that is helping you. But you know what I mean? I don't really feel as though Ab looked at it that way. But I'm not here to speak for AR/Ab or none of the OBH. I'm not here to speak for Cassidy or none of the Larceny family. But I'm saying I don't think that Ab looked at it as though it was just seeing the interviews that he did after he left Cassidy. He said something about Cassidy had him sleeping on the couch or some shit he was saying. You know what I mean, like that. So I don't really think he looked at it like that.
I had notoriously asked about the whole cookie situation. Apparently, there was a cookie situation. We had spoke on that type of shit, but yeah, Gillie's not totally wrong. The ways that the interviews started to come out when Cassidy and Meek Mill started to go at each other. There was an interview with Arab that went crazy viral, and it put Ab's numbers up there. You know what I mean? It made his numbers jump drastically to the point where people were like, yo, I want this guy to speak on my track, man. Everybody likes listening to him on the internet. I want him to speak on my track. But then it just turned out that Ab became a really, really good rapper. His shit was really good. And then they were like, yo, I just want him rapping on my shit. Buffalo's Daquan says Gillie has got a point, and it's true. Yeah, I had spoke to people before and they're like, yo, man, I done been on jets with this dude 50 times, but what is that doing for me? If that person's not putting me in position to grow, what is that really doing for me? I can only be there for you so much, so I can see what Gil is saying here. but also I see what a lot of the people commenting are saying, because I've gotten dozens of comments with people saying that the first time that they have, come in recognition of AR Rab was through Cassidy. And even me myself, pretty much that is it, through the old freestyles on the internet. Ab got a lot better over the years, though. You know what I mean? He had done freestyles with Doggy Diamonds, Forbes DVD, MREC. You know what I mean? He'd gotten a lot better. You could see his growth from, just starting in the game. And I actually went over that in a lot of detail with Cassidy. You guys got to check out some of these interviews that I've done. But let's get back into this one. I appreciate all 176 of you guys in here right now. I want y'all to vote in the poll. You know what I'm saying? I want y'all to vote in the poll. Who is your favorite person that I've interviewed over the years? Is it Gillie the Kid? Is it AR Rab? Is it Dark Low? Or is it Bang'em Smurf? I want to know, man. I want to know, man. Salute to Bang'em Smurf as well, man. I hope everything's well with Smurf. El Capitan in the building says that Cassidy and Ab put fire out together back in the day. Okay. That answers Gillie's question, right? And I've spoke with Cassidy on records that AR Rab was featured on. Now, this was Cassidy's fourth album, the Cash album, but it's whatever, man. It's whatever, but you got to just see both sides of the argument, man. You got to look at both sides of the argument to be honest, people, I'm an artist to a certain extent. So I know how people have helped me in certain ways and how people have helped me in other ways. You really got to just look at both sides of the situation. But let's get back into it.
I think he looked at it like, okay, I hung around Cassidy. I might have learned a lot of things about the music industry. Let me go apply it to my real life now.
So, Gillie, I want to ask you, really, I got to ask you, being the king of Philly.
Before we get into that, well, let's get right into it, actually, you guys. This shit is hectic.
I wanted to speak with you about the online attack and the Philly, even people from Philly saying that Dark Low is a snitch for the conversation that he had with the feds. Could you speak on that?
Guys, I don't sugarcoat this shit. I do not sugarcoat this shit. Put me on XM radio because I don't sugarcoat this. I ask the questions that need to be asked. Gillie is the king of Philly. I needed him to speak on Dark Low. I got him to speak on the AR Rab positive story. I asked him about Cassidy putting him on. The shit kind of flipped on me. You know what I mean? I was trying to do like something positive there. It flipped on me. You know what I mean? It happens to interviewers all the time. I mean, academics or some Adam 22, maybe somebody could, share a story of it happening to them, or maybe we've seen it live. But, the question kind of backfired on me because I was trying to be like, yo, so what positive thing did you do for Ab? And then this is what Cassidy did that was positive. And I was trying to, get some good shit going on there. But, yo, let me give a shout out to Bel Air Blue, man. If y'all don't know, man, Bel Air Blue is some of the dopest champagne on the market. And as you guys can see, I do drink the best of the best, whether it is Veuve Clicquot, Rosé Nectar, or that just plain Rosé, or even the Dom P, man. But Bel Air Blue is doing it right, man. Bel Air Blue is a great champagne with a great taste. It's a new taste, pretty much. I'm looking at getting an endorsement from these guys, y'all. What other blogger out there is doing it for Bel Air? I'm about to be the Bel Air blogger, y'all. And we about to paint this whole room as soon as Bel Air sends the check. You know what I'm saying? Bel Air needs a blogger on the team. What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? Ron, BX, appreciate you for tapping in. We're doing an exclusive watch along. Now Gillie is about to get into this question about Dark Low. I guess
at the end of the day, man,
let me rewind right
Even
here.
people from Philly saying that Dark Low is a snitch for the conversation that he had with the feds. Could you speak on that?
Man, at the end of the day, man, Dark Lou got an ongoing case, man. You know what I mean? I don't know if they went to trial yet. I don't know. So, for me, man, that ain't really none of my business. You feel what I'm saying? So, I don't really get into that, Mikey T, man. One thing I do, man, I just do what I do, and and I stick to what I do, man. And what I do is $1,000,000 worth of game. What I do is $1,000,000 worth of game.
Hold up. Am I getting curved right here? Did I just get curved?
What I do is mac and cheese. My son.
Salute to mac and cheese.
And you know what I mean? Like, that's still an ongoing investigation, so it's yet to see. It's yet to see what any of it is. You know what I'm saying? I mean, well, not an investigation, but an ongoing trial type of thing. I think Dark Lord still facing charges, got to go to trial.
So yeah, I'm definitely getting curved here. I'm getting curved here, y'all. Gillie straight up just curved me. He said it's an ongoing case. Well, Gil, now that it's not an ongoing case, how about you come back on the channel and talk with me about it, Gil? Maybe I should I just sort of realized that watching the doing the watch along with everybody. But now that it's not an ongoing case, maybe I should hit Gil back up and come back to, or maybe Gil could have me on $1,000,000 worth of game, $1,000,000 worth of game to actually talk about it, man. Iceberg said it is a polite curve, though. He curved me, man. He curved me, Iceberg. I'm just like every other. I'm like bootleg Kev. I'm like bootleg Kev. I'm like, you know what I mean? I'm getting curved like bootleg Kev. Not that bootleg Kev ever really got curved, but damn it all. Gillie curved me, you guys. Let's see if he really didn't answer this question and we moved on to something else.
For me, man, I don't really got no comment on that. I don't really got an opinion on that.
All right, Gil, I gotta respect that, man.
What? Where's my blunt? I just threw the blunt. He literally just hit me with the no comment. I seriously can't believe he hit me with the no comment. Wow. I've been doing this for 12 years to get hit with the no comment. Man,
I gotta respect that, but maybe I could ask you: Are you aware of a term, self-snitching? Is that a term?
Yeah.
Hold on, you guys. We might have something here.
Snitch on, but first of all, any that get locked up, we see self-snitching on First 48 every day. And they get locked up and they say, no, it was me, such and such and such and such in the car. That's self-snitching. So, yeah, I've definitely heard of the term.
All right, so me, such and such and such, but what if they're literally just saying it was me?
That's still self-snitching. Because what person gonna get on the stand and snitch on themselves?
Man, I see that you had G Herbo on the $1,000,000 worth of game show. Could you tell me how it seemed like you two had a great relationship? Could you tell me how like you guys actually formed the relationship?
Salute to G Herbo. Yeah, I've been seeing that him and Gil. Yeah, they had him on $1,000,000 worth of game twice. As I think they actually did a show with them as with G Herbo as well. But yeah, I guess I got curved on that one by Gil. Wow, he had never really in life. Gillie had never curved me on an interview question. Like I was just looking at one of my other throwbacks from, and we was talking about Lil Wayne. We was talking about the run-in with Birdman. But yeah, man, I guess even your favorite interviewer gets curved by the best of them, man. Shit, I can take that L. I can take that L with a smile on my face. You know what I mean? Shit. But just getting to have conversation with Gillie in the first place is a privilege.
Well, G Herbo, that's nephew. You know what I mean? My one of my old Cash Money millionaire rebels, and my brother for life, Mickey. We was both signed to Cash Money. He managed G Herbo. So
hold on, you guys. Can't I joke around? Y'all Y'all watch people doing pranks all day, but I can't even joke around about getting curved. Come on, man. I got humor to me, man. I'm joking. Oh, damn. Messed up the runs. Let's get back to the interview.
You know, just the process of me seeing Mickey win, coming from where we came from in our Cash Money days, it's beautiful. You know what I mean? And Mickey's a very intelligent guy who know how to put shit into action. So, G Herbo is surrounded by some really good people. Shout out to Mickey, shout out to V. You know what I mean? And G Herbo is an intelligent young guy himself. So, nephew know what he doing.
That's right, man. That's right. You also had Waka Flocka on the show, man. How has it been having guests like that on the show? Can we expect any more?
Yeah, yep. As soon as this coronavirus over, we gonna go get a lot of people, man. Yeah, I mean, Waka's a good dude, man. Waka's a solid guy, man. He always been a solid guy. You know what I'm saying? I admire him and his family, and I admire him first of all, I admire him as a rapper. I admire him as a family man, as a businessman. You know what I'm saying? And just an all around straight up dude. Wop it a long way. Feel?
Gil, the last topic I want to touch on with you is these Instagram battles. Have you been tuning in?
Yes.
So before we get into the Instagram battles, we're going to really touch on 50 and Ja Rule on this one. I just wanted to say, like, asking Gil that last question about if $1 million worth of game would go continue to have guests. I mean, just look how they've progressed. Look how they've actually progressed over the years with the guests. Like, it's pretty amazing how many guests Gillie has had on the show. They just had Mike Tyson on the show. This is the first, and Gillie and Wallow actually went on Mike Tyson's show, I believe. So that was the second ever Mike T to interview Gillie the Kid. I was the first Mike T. I'm taking that W over you, Mike Tyson. I got you on that one, Tyson. If I don't got Tyson on anything else in this lifetime, I interviewed Gillie the Kid before Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson may have studied some of my interviews, like watching tape. You know what I'm saying? Like he was watching tape for some boxing match or an exhibition that he's getting ready for potentially. He was watching a little Mikey T tape. You know what I'm saying, you guys? But let's get into the last portion of this interview. But also, let me mention Little Dirt came on with $1 million, maybe more. It looked like a little bit more to me, to be honest with you. But let's get into the last portion of this interview.
There.
All right, so I want to ask you, Gil, what's your thoughts on
There go Mac right here, Mikey. Let's say what's up to Mikey T.
Oh
He's
shit!
A big time. He's a big time. Yeah.
Yo, Mac, let me get your take right before we jump into this next exclusive, man. If it was an Instagram battle, 50 Cent, Ja Rule, who's taking that one?
50 Cent.
All right, 37 Mac says 50 Cent.
Who you say? I say maybe 50 Cent. I thought you. But Ja Rule, like they play the songs back and forth, like how. Yeah, 50 Cent. Yeah. I mean, but Ja.
Yeah, you guys, just to let you know, a little bit of a disclaimer. You guys. This situation happened before Verzuz battles actually became a major thing. It happened before Verzuz battles became a major thing. It was actually right around the time when French Montana and Tory Lanez were doing a battle on Instagram. Just to give you a little bit of a discretion as to when this interview was taking place, at what point the Verzuz battles were at. It wasn't where we are now with Swizz and Timbaland taking it to a whole nother level. It wasn't at the Gucci Man and the Jeezy level. But everybody shoot 37 Mac a follow. About to be joined by SV Twiz so he can watch the last part of this interview with Gillie the Kid with us. But yeah, at this point, both Gillie and his son 37 Mac have chosen 50 over Ja Rule. I'm asking the chat now, 50 Cent or Ja Rule in the Verzuz? Wow. I'm going to go ahead and end this poll. It looks like Gillie the Kid is the #1 rated artist that I've interviewed for you. 46% for Gillie the Kid. We've got 27% for AR Rab, 8% for Dark Low, and 19% for Bangum Smurf. I appreciate everybody voting. I'm going to end this poll and I'm going to start a new one. It's going to be 50 Cent or Ja Rule. Who would win a versus, you guys? This is a big one, man. Take into consideration what happened with Fat Joe and Ja Rule. A lot of people thought Fat Joe, I'm sorry. Fat Joe is most certainly a jewel, but take into consideration what happened with Fat Joe and Ja Rule. All right, there we go. I've got the new poll up, you guys. We're about to be joined by SV Twiz to finish out the show. Well, the last portion of the interview. I'm about to spark up. All Pro 206. No worries, bro. Appreciate you tapping in. Twiz is about to join us as well. I got the new poll up, though. I want to know. I want everybody to vote in the poll right now. And also, everybody DM or tweet Steve Will Do It and tell him to sign Mikey T. Do that as well. I'm going to post that. I'm actually going to post that. I'm going to pin it up. I want y'all to leave comments on Steve Will Do It's page telling him to sign Mikey T, the movie star. Tag me so he knows to sign me. And we're going to take this shit to the whole next level, you guys. Demetrius, what's popping, man? Vote in that poll. I want everybody to vote in the poll before we get to the last part of this interview. Right now, we got 10 votes. We got 111 people in here, so I want y'all to vote now. I think everybody in here could give us a fair judgment on who is better in versus style, 50 Cent or Ja Rule. But let's go. I'm about to bring my co-host in, SV Twiz. What is poppin', Twiz?
Mikey T, the movie star. What's up, bro? Sorry for making it to the show late, man.
It's all good, Twiz, man. I know if you were in here a little bit earlier, we would have hit over 200 people. We hit about 185 people in here earlier, man.
Oh,
so I know if you were in here, we would have actually hit 200 plus people.
That's beautiful, man.
What you missed, Gillie curved me when I asked him about Dark Low. He curved me because it was an open case at the time.
Okay.
I asked him for a positive Arab story, and he said he actually was with Cosmic Kev, and Kev was like, "Yo, who should I bring up?" And Ab was like, and Gillie was like, Arab.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, I don't got a number on Arab. I don't got a number on Ab. And then he's like, I got a number on Ab right here. So he actually gave Ab his number. Ab went to the Come Up show. But Twiz, when is the first time that you heard of Arab? I was saying I do credit Cassidy. I brought it up that Cassidy had done a lot with Ab, bringing him up to those mix show circuits.
Mm-hmm. My first time hearing the Ab was 2009, November 2009. I had just came home, and my homie, he had gave me an MP3 player, and the music was already downloaded on that joint. And he had all this AR stuff on that joint, and it was hitting the hard. I'm like, damn. You know what I'm saying? So '09 November, the first time I heard AR.
Okay, so it was a solo AR rap project. It wasn't necessarily anything to do with Cassidy.
No, it was no. Actually, I did. I'm tripping. I'm tripping. You're right. That's not the first time I heard Ab. I heard Ab through Larceny Family with Shiz Akbar and them, but I
Okay.
wasn't really locked into him because I was listening to Larceny Family at all. But when I really noticed them was '09, and it was with solo projects. You know what I'm saying? It was solo joints he had.
Hip hop ain't dead says salute,
Salute,
Fizz.
salute
So
hip hop.
we're about to get into this topic from the interview where he spoke on 50 Cent versus Ja Rule. Now, I had asked this question before the versus battle really popped off, sort of in the time frame when people like French Montana and Tory Lanez were, just doing their little Instagram battles,
Facts. I remember that.
before it became such a global, like a commercial thing.
Facts. At the beginning when everything got crazy in the world.
Yep. Facts, man. Yep. Al Pro, I'm not too familiar with that, bro. I don't know if what's going on with that. But let me bring it back a little bit here, just so you can hear.
50 Cent.
Mac, let me get your battles. Have you been tuning in?
Yes, sir.
All right, so I want to ask you, Gil, what's your thoughts on
There go Mac right here, Mikey. Let's say what's up to Mikey T.
So Mac actually popped into this interview, Twiz.
Oh, that's exclusive. That's what's up.
Yep. Salute to Mac and Cheese. That's 37 Mac right there. I got his Instagram right up there on the side, man. But they're about to both give their predictions.
He's a big time. He's a big time. Yeah.
Yo, Mac, let me get your take right.
Wow. So what Gillie just saying to his son, Mikey T, he's big time. Was he just saying that pretty much because he's on the interview though, Twiz? He's like, yo, like if it was Big Boy, I can understand why he was saying it's big time.
If your name wasn't buzzing, Gillie wouldn't have gave you the interview.
But
You know
all
what I'm
right,
saying?
but if he was on the line with Big Boy, you know what I mean? If he was on the line with Big Boy, what? Mac just ain't even interrupting him at that point, or is it? Does it? It seems like Big Boy would get the same introduction to Gillie's son as I did.
Facts. You gotta remember, Gil still talked to a lot of people. It could have been FaceTime, anything. So he was just walking in as a son. He probably didn't realize it was an interview going on at that time. You know what I'm saying? So
What do you think about everything? Now, now that we can talk about it for once, Swizz, what do you
mhm.
think about everything that Mac and Cheese have done? And what do you think about the whole combination of them being a duo group? How do you think it's going to work out?
I like everything they doing because they're not just sitting there enjoying the benefits of their father. You know what I mean? They going out and hustling and getting it they self. You know what I mean? For a whole new generation, the music changing. You know what I mean? They working hard and all of that. Even his son was even boxing and all that. So, I like to see children that don't just sit back, man. They go out and get it. You know what I'm saying? The hustle in their bloodline.
That's what's up, man. Cash, the time is now because I see that Mac and Cheese actually have a new feature with Iceware Vezo, Twiz.
Okay.
It's freaking crazy, man. I seen one of my guys, Ponzo Houdini, actually did an interview with a video with Iceware Vezo, and the shit went through the roof.
Right about now, Mikey, I feel like they can get an interview damn near with anybody, man. I wouldn't be surprised to see him on the track with Dirk or something like that, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Right. All right, so Twiz, let's get back into this.
Before we jump into this next exclusive, man, if it was an Instagram battle, 50 Cent, Ja Rule, who's taking that one?
50 Cent.
All right, 37.
1-0, 50 Cent. 1-0 for 50 Cent. Twiz, do you think I was putting him on the spot, hitting him with
No,
that question like when he just came out of the blue?
no, you wasn't, man. You just Ja Rule's the punching bag right there when it come to that question, man. Because just because of the experience that the past situations they had and all of that. So that was a great question, man. Especially coming from the youth. We gotta remember, Mac ain't from our era, you know what I mean? So for him to be tapped in and understand the differences of other artists, and Ja Rule make great music, bro. I love Ja Rule music, but it just show you that he got an answer, that he had a lit answer for that instead of just saying, I don't listen to them more. You know what I mean? So
Yep. Yep. All right, so let's see what's going on here next.
Max says 50 Cent.
Who you say? I say maybe 50 Cent.
Boom, 2-0, 50 Cent. Twiz, I'm putting you on the spot now. 50 Cent, Ja Rule. We got the poll up. I want everybody to vote in the poll. If you want to give your answer, if you want to drop a comment, put it in the chat. Twiz, who do you got, man? Are you making it 3-0 on 50? Are you sticking with Philly on this one?
I like 50 music better as far as the content and his lyrics. But Ja Rule is a great artist, a great rounded artist. Ja Rule definitely got hits. But I would rock with 50 just because of what he talk about in his music. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so hold on. You're rocking with 50. 50's gonna win the verses.
Yeah, I'm rocking with 50 over lyrics.
Okay.
50 went over lyrics.
And yo, as you know, last night from what we were talking about, 50 can bring in Stunt 101. He can bring in Want to Get to Know Ya, Popping Them
Facts.
Things. He can bring in all these records,
And,
theoretically.
and which is proven in history, which we saw the Locks did, and I said it before, he can go mixtape era. Mixtape era, it's going to have people going crazy. He bring up some of
Material
that.
Girl?
Yeah, he could bring up any of that old mixtape stuff, bro. He had people going crazy. You know
I
what I
don't
mean?
know if that mixtape stuff really stands up against Holla Holla though, just to be real with you, Twiz.
It will, just because 50, the mixtape ever with 50 is very, very impactful for his career as far as becoming who he ended up to be. If it wasn't for his mixtape ever like that, I don't feel like he wouldn't have got the recognition that he got from like and things of that nature. Just like songs on, I'm not even going to say certain songs. I don't want to mess up the stream, but how to, the last word to that. You know what I mean? Songs like that where he was talking about like going at artists and it just was crazy and it was creative.
So if anybody else wants to vote in the poll, you can vote right now. But 50 Cent is leading 71% to 29% in the verses tonight.
Plus, it's hard to even mention them in the verses after what 50 done did to Ja. Facts, 50 real rap. Salute Iceberg. Yeah, 50 his mixtape
Bro,
stuff,
I'm
bro.
being real. Yo, Guns for Sale is not gonna stand up against Holla Holla Twiz. I'm just being real with you.
It would for the streets. The streets go crazy when they hear Gun for Sale.
Man, that would not stand up against Holla Holla.
They gonna go crazy for that. Holla Holla was too commercialized to go against 50 mixtape stuff.
F and B Friends is that one of the ones you're talking about? The F and B Friends?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Man, that ain't standing up against that ain't standing up against even Thug Lovin', man. And I hate Thug Lovin'. I don't want you to love me. I know that shit.
Yeah, Ja Rule was. It's safe to say he one of the first artists that didn't have a singing voice but chose to sing on hooks and things with like features with women and things of that. And he got away with it. Yeah, I mean his voice being so rough how it is, he still was singing, bro, and it made sense. That's what's so crazy, bro.
Crazy. So let's get into it. Let's hear what Gillie had to say because he had quite a bit to say about this Twiz.
But y'all, like they play the songs back and forth, like how. Yeah, 50 Cent. Yeah, 50 Cent. I mean, but Ja Rule got a lot of hits. Ja Rule got a lot of hits. Song, but I think 50 Cent though. Yeah, I think 50 just because 50 gonna come more on street shit. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
No,
You see right there, excuse me, 37 Mac had actually said, I thought he was talking about a boxing match or something like that. Oh,
Ta-
now that reminded me of one of my first interviews with 40 Glock when I had actually asked about 40 Glock. I asked him about 50 and Jay-Z, and I asked him who would actually win if they got in the ring, and he said 50 would beat the brakes off of Jay-Z.
Man, you just changed the whole topic right there. Like, especially with Mac. What do you think that people would rather see, Mikey? A versus, a hip hop versus, or them stepping in the ring?
I mean, what do you think about the size difference of them two guys stepping in the ring,
Yeah,
Twiz? Isn't that going to throw it off a little bit?
but Ja Rule husky too, bro. Like Ja Rule be working out crazy. He a
Now,
vicious.
yeah.
Yeah, he, like he that's he like how like Jim Jones is and things like they take that workout stuff serious, man.
Let me
And
see
for
the
them that
height. So for
yeah,
Ja Rule, we got 5'9".
okay.
50 Cent, we got oh shit, I'm for 50 Cent, I'm reading 5 foot and 11 and 3/4 of an inch.
Yeah, that's a good fight right there, especially
Okay.
with their history.
That's why I was asking you, Twist.
Yeah, that would be a good size difference, especially when we talking about celebrity boxing because they don't really. It's not like professional boxing where they try to make everything. Shout out to the rack, man.
Major
So,
salute.
shout out. You know
Major.
they've been the rules a little bit, but Ja Rule got so much built inside of him. I would love to see that.
But yo, Twiz, this interview, like the way Gillie's talking about it with 50 having street records, the people
Hmm.
said the same shit. Or
Hmm.
Fat Joe tried to do that against Ja Rule. And Ja
Uh huh.
Rule wiped the floor with him.
Yeah, Fat Joe thought it was a game. Fat Joe, when he realized and he saw that Ja Rule was controlling the crowd, he tried to get disrespectful with him a little bit, like started talking crazy. He even he even went in on Remy and Lil Mo. He
Man,
threw a sneak hook.
I don't know if it's just because like, I got to
Not
see
Remy, my
more.
fault.
I don't know if it was because I got to see more of both of those artists' career or
Yeah,
whatever, but that was my favorite verses right there, Twiz. What
yeah,
was
that
your
that was crazy. And I meant to say Vita and Lil Mo, my fault. But
yeah.
my favorite verses, I gotta say Locks and Dipset. That was my favorite one, just because of how the Locks they changed the narrative as far as like not just playing pre-recorded songs and lip singing throughout it. They was just like, you know what, this is New York, you know what I mean? This the mecca of hip hop, and like literally spitting over the beats like that and getting disrespectful, real tension in the battle. You know what I mean? Even to the point where Styles tried to grab Cam Sneak and Cam kicking at him. The Kiss slamming Jewel's bandana on the ground, like that was history right there. It was like
What Twiz, was he going to take off the sneaker?
I don't know what Styles was doing, bro. I was he trying to yank him out the chair or what? Like I don't know what he was doing.
Yeah, because both of those looks would have been horrible to get yanked out of the chair. Because we probably both been yanked out of chairs before. Twiz is like, I've never been yanked out of a chair. I'm
Yeah,
like,
not yanked out of the chair.
you never been yanked out of a chair and then you get dropped on your back a little bit?
No,
It's
I
very
remember.
uncomfortable.
No, I remember being in school though, and about to sit down or something, and somebody tried to slide the joint from under
Oh
you
no,
real
I
quick.
did that to somebody one time. He was sitting down, and you know what the desks was like back in the day, right? You know what I
Yeah,
mean? I pulled the
yeah.
chair out, and this kid hit his head on the back of the desk. I'm like, oh my god. I'm like, yo, but
Go on,
I
injure
know,
that man.
yeah, no, I know my brothers definitely ripped me out of bed or something like, and then you land on the ground and it's just uncomfortable. But that
Mhm.
or just getting his shoe removed, and then what? Cameron's on the stage with no shoe.
It would have just been a bad look for Cam because you know Cam too cool for school. Like he ain't nobody that you see like that's like tripping him or something. Like you know Cam is he got that Harlem cool energy. Like
Hold on. Iceberg says he was trying to dead the kicks. It's a New York thing. What do you
okay,
mean by
okay.
like? So he was gonna have Cameron walking around without a shoe? Because I feel like Cameron would have felt the utmost disrespect by that.
Yeah, that would have been too much.
Yeah, that would have been
That
way too much, man. Like, but I don't know, man. I don't
or
know.
he probably was grabbing him like y'all talking. I don't know.
Yep. And then he
Iceberg,
just
you might have
switched.
to let us know what it mean by dead your sneaks for the NY. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, what was he gonna? I feel like he was gonna go and take the sneakers and like put them up on like a mantelpiece or something like that, and like let them sit there. He's like, "There's your shoes. Your shoes are right there. You ain't touching them for the rest of the versus battle."
Was he gonna take it off and slam it like Kiss did Jewel's bandana?
Oh, oh no, no. Oh, hold on. It's a joke like run your sneakers. They give it back.
Okay, okay.
I was
Yeah,
when you
that
said that, Twiz, I was just thinking he was probably gonna throw it out into the crowd or something.
that would have been too much. He wouldn't have got that sneak back.
Yeah, no, that's
They
why I'm
would have threw
saying
that in the crowd, bro.
it would have been like a level of disrespect if he had Cameron out there with one shoe. But you
It's
know,
funny though.
Cameron would have had somebody bring him out another pair of shoes.
Yeah, it's funny though. Cam ain't even try to sit up and get up out of it. He just kicking like get off of me, bro. Like
But let's get back into the interview, man, to see what Gillie has to say about this. A lot of topics here we got to touch on.
And on street shit, I mean, on battles, the more street shit is always gonna win. You know what I mean? Ja Rule had a lot of girly records. You know what I'm saying?
true.
So could it be interesting, or should they just leave it alone, though, Gil?
I mean, no, it would definitely be interesting because Ja Rule ain't no hoe. It's not like Ja Rule. Ja Rule got mega hits. You know what I'm saying? It's not like Ja Rule is just some nigga who, no, he's so full of records too. You know what I'm saying? But I just think 50, had not necessarily a better body of work, but 50 Cent shit is going to be more street and more gutter, more ring out in the club, more, you know what I mean? Where
Ring out in the club, yes. That's what you want. You want something to ring out in the club, but the gutter stuff back down ringing out in the club.
No, he's just talking about like many men and all that. He's talking about like the street stuff. That goes back to what I said with lyrics. 50 lyrics is more powerful than Ja Rule lyrics. Although Ja Rule make great music. We just saw that with the Fat Joe joint. Like, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it's like 50 for one, especially if they throw it out in New York. You know what I mean? Like, 50 gonna get that victory for sure, man.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Don't you remember they were in New York and Ja Rule was like yelling on the
Hmm.
mic that he couldn't even hear nobody singing Fat Joe's shit, but he heard everybody was singing Ja Rule shit.
That was Fat Joe. 50, a whole different monster.
All right, so one of the other interesting points of that is the body of work. Gillie would not necessarily say who had the better body of work. I think both of these guys actually have four main albums. If we're really looking at it, Twiz, they both really have
Yeah.
four main albums. You got Veni Vidi Vici, Rule 336, Pain is Love, and The Last Temptation. And then you got Get Rich or Die Trying, The Massacre, Curtis, and Before I Self Destruct.
Yeah, but Ja Rule got like Gil said, it's a fact. He definitely got a lot of music for the women. Most of his main hits is for the women. You know what I mean? Where it's no different than if you put and Kiss is way better than 50 rap wise, but you know what I mean? It's just like when you got somebody that can have the men hype, like Ja Rule, I mean Fat Joe, it was kind of mediocre, bro. Like he ain't control it. He didn't have the crowd going crazy, bro. Like if and truthfully, like we saw what Ja Rule response was, even with going with 50, bro. Like, come on, you think Ja Rule can perform clapback during the verses with 50? Like, people gonna start throwing popcorn and stuff at him. Like, you know what I mean?
Iceberg says Joe should have never battled Ja. Teflon Don says Ja cannot F with 50 on the music shit. Let's be real. All right,
Facts.
well, so obviously you're going to give Get Rich or Die Trying over. You're obviously going to go Get Rich or Die Trying over Veni Vidi Vici. Now, even though
Yeah.
Ja Rule even though Ja Rule had DMX and Jay-Z on his album?
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't think. I mean, who did 50 have that was that classic on his album besides
That's
Nate Dogg?
that's what make it even better. He didn't. He was mainly had his G Unit guys, period. You know what I mean around him. That's what make it even better. Like
Okay.
Ja Rule came under the fund of a Rockefeller. You know what I'm talking about? Like with all that, the backstage and all of that. So like Ja Rule was connected with Rock. Like Jay-Z and Dame and all of them, they always had love for you know what I'm saying, for Ja Rule. That's just how that played out. But at the end of the day, 50 kicked the door in by himself. You know what I mean? And he became like Ja Rule was the main artist of the group, but he didn't run the group. 50 ran the group, and he always stood out the most.
All right. So the Massacre versus Rule 336. Are you really? I mean, the Massacre had so many records on it. Rule 336 had 16 tracks. That
Mm-hmm.
he had both of his big records, Between Me and You, Put It On Me. He also had I Cry. Let me see any other records. Watching Me was good. 6 Feet Underground, not my favorite. Do you remember 6 Feet Underground, really, Twiz?
Not by the name. If I hear this song, it would click in my head.
I'm asking the chat right now. Rule 336 or the Massacre. Now you remember we went over the Massacre last night. It had Candy
Mm-hmm.
Shop, it had Disco Inferno,
Yeah.
it had Out of Control, which we didn't mention because that song is terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, I thought they had Ecstasy on this one. I thought they had Ecstasy on this. Yes, they do. Ecstasy on the Rule 336. Are you giving it to the Massacre though?
Yeah. I'll give it to the Massacre.
Okay, you can give that one to the Massacre.
Mm-hmm.
You can give it to the Massacre, but I know that you cannot put Pain. I know you cannot put Curtis over Pain is Love. Pain
I
is
gotta th- what he got on Pain is Love. Just give me three of his, at least if you can, at least three of
I'm
his top
real.
Jones.
I'm real with J Lo.
Okay. That was
Uh,
a banger.
living it up with Case.
Okay.
And Down Ass Bitch. Always on time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I give him that album over that. You
of
know what I
course.
mean? Definitely like
But this is the one that's really a question, I think. The Last Temptation or Before I Self Destruct. There wasn't really much that I liked on Before I Self Destruct. I did not even like the diss track, Death on My Enemies.
I'm trying to really sit and think of the each tracks because it's so tricky trying to weigh up the tracks off top. Let me see.
Now, The Last Temptation had Thug Lovin', it had Mesmerized, it had Murder Reigns, it had The Pledge with Nas. Not too many records you would really remember, but Before I Self
I
Destruct. What's up, Twiz?
Mesmerize was that work. Yeah, I mean that was that was definitely that work right there. We ain't even going to trip.
And
And this
50 had Baby by Me.
okay.
So you're giving that one to Ja.
I'll give it to Ja
So
for the
we're
for
tied up right here, man. We're
I'll give
tied
it
up
to him.
right here. And if we go further, if we go into the RULE album against Animal Ambition, Ja Rule will win because New York is on RULE.
The only thing about that is when it comes to verses, they're not going album for album. It's all about song placement, and what is a person going, perform.
But Iceberg, was Before I Self Destruct better or worse than the Last Temptation? I really feel like whereas Ja Rule's albums, Veni Vidi Vici, Rule 336, it got better. Pain is Love, maybe a little
Yeah,
bit better, but a little bit more commercial. And then I feel
true.
like he really went down with the Last Temptation. That's where he lost everything. whether
Yeah.
whether it was because of 50 Cent or because the music got a little played out. Twiz says Mesmerized was his jam.
Mesmerized was that work. You know what I'm saying?
It was better than Always on Time, though, Twiz.
I'm not gonna say like better than, but it was definitely that was definitely a hit.
All right, let's see what Gillie has to say because he has this quote where he says 50 makes anthems for the hood and Ja Rule makes anthems for the ladies. Would you pretty much
Facts.
agree with that?
Facts. That's what I was saying earlier, where like the lyrics with 50 will spit, it hit you different. You know what I mean? That's what I meant. Like it's for the streets. You know what I mean? You can relate to it. You can picture it where Ja Rule makes something, you know, when you with your wife or something like that. You know what I mean? Or
Now, Twiz, not to sidebar too much here, but Ja
mhm.
Rule would make a lot of references to religion in his verses and shit like that. I know you must have caught that.
Yeah, yeah, facts.
I mean, how do you feel
Facts.
about that when artists will use like scriptures and shit like that from the Bible and actually put it into their lyrics? I mean, DMX
I,
wasn't the only one who did it.
I don't knock it because at the end of the day, you still got to be thankful for being where you at. So I feel like it's paying respects to, you know, whatever religion you are. You know what I mean? It ain't nothing wrong with that.
Mm,
It's trying to make you know what I mean? It, to each his own. I can't knock nobody that do that.
damn. All right, let's get back into this.
You know, Ja Rule had a lot of his like, living it up. What I do,
That was a banger.
what do, and you know, it was a straight. He had a bunch of joints like that. But then 50 Cent had, you say you were gangster, but you never shot nothing. You say you were wankster. He had street anthems opposed to, Ja Rule had.
Damn, I love that breakdown, Twiz. I love that breakdown. He went from Wanksta, you know what I mean, to living it up. Like, wow, or living it up to Wanksta. Like, wow, what a
That's what I
breakdown.
that's what I was talking about with the verses. It's all about when you deliver your songs and what's coming after whoever perform. And that's where I feel like I agree with Gil where 50 would had an upper hand because just like how Ja Rule was busting out them singing joints with the features with the women, bro, 50 gonna be straight at him with some wolf stuff. You know what I mean? He coming, he a wolf. You know, it's a different type of animal.
What do you got right there, though, Twiz? Are you Wanksta? Are you a Wanksta guy or are you a living it up guy?
Definitely Wankster. Every time I hear living it up, like once Friday After Next came out, that's all I think of now. When I hear living it up, I vision Friday After Next. Like that's just like
Well,
I see
Twiz,
Cat Williams. I see
that says to me that it's gonna be I mean, I'm sure Wanksta has been in movies as well. You know what I mean? Both of these are songs that could sell in movies, even though one is more hood commercial and the other
yeah,
one is more pop friendly. Both of
yeah,
these could be in Wanksta could have been in Friday After Next, you know what I mean? Obviously not Friday, but Friday
yeah,
could have been in Friday After Next.
yeah.
Yeah.
Wankster hit different. That's what I was saying before when we was talking. Where after that song came out, people start calling people, "Oh, he a Wankster." Like that became a word. That's like when Jeezy came out with trapping. You know what I mean? It's like everybody say trapping. Even to this day, people still say trapping.
And that video was on MTV as well.
Facts.
But yeah, let's get back into it.
Lady anthems. You know what I mean?
Hold on.
So
Hold on. That was
that's the only reason why anthems. So straight, he had a bunch of joints like that. But then 50 Cent had, you say you were gangster, but you never shot nothing. You say you were wankster. He had street anthems opposed to, Ja Rule had lady anthems. You know what I mean? So that's the only reason why I would pick 50 Cent.
But let's look at the realistic of it, Gillie. You're a songwriter.
Mm-hmm.
Which of these two men is the better songwriter? You talked about the clubs. Which one's the better songwriter?
I don't know, man. At the end of the day, it's about what you're looking for. You know what I'm saying? That's like saying who's the better songwriter, Jay-Z or Drake. It depends on what you're looking for. You feel what I'm saying? If you're looking for that's gonna give you some singing shit, you know what I mean? Then some melodic shit. If that's the type of music you like, then you gonna go for Drake. If you like who going sometimes rapping, that shit gonna touch your soul, and he gonna say some shit that you gonna be like, oh my god, then that's Hova. You know what I mean? It's like okay, that's like saying, it all depends on what you like. That's what make the world go round. We all different, Mikey. So you may ask, who the better songwriter? Um, uh, Ja Rule or Talib Kweli? Now, is a backpack rapper. They like that type of music. They picking Talib Kweli. You feel what I'm saying?
Another thing I'm thinking is like, is this one too personal to put on live stream? Because I think that feud.
Is this now we've seen what the Versus has become, Twiz. It's not just a live
Mhm.
stream anymore. It's the guys literally 10 feet apart. If that. Now they're
Facts.
literally, when we saw Gucci and Jeezy, they were, they had a stage. They each had their own portion of the stage. But now what we're
Facts.
seeing with Meth and Red and the Locks and Dipset, they're they're mingling with one another. They're all in on the stage together. So I'm asking Gil, but I'm also going to ask you as well. Like, is this thing just too personal for them to actually do it?
I think it'll get nasty backstage, if anything, just because who 50 is and Ja Rule. Ja Rule not no sucker either. And he got a burden on his shoulder just from their past experiences. So it's like, I think backstage it might get a little nasty just with them crossing paths because 50 the type of person where he don't seem like he would even want to squash beef. Like once you on his bad side, he pretty much keep you over there. And Ja Rule had years of a grudge with him also, so I think it would have been more dangerous backstage than on stage.
Yep. So they
And
got
if
to keep them. They got to keep them just totally separate when it comes to
yeah,
stages. They got to go back to the Gucci Man and Jeezy aspect of
facts,
splitting the stage. Even
facts, you gotta go to the you gotta have that split stage like that where they got the space right there. They would have to, bro. Like they couldn't be
well,
how
well, Twiz, what if
John
they
and Fat Joe was.
What if they yeah, what if they did, one side of the club and then the other side of the club where they're literally each on different side of the clubs? Or would that just not be pleasing enough on, television?
I mean, it could happen. Camera views. Now the audience would be the ones breaking their neck, like, okay, 50 performing now. Now let's turn this way. You know
Yep,
what I mean? So,
yep,
I
so
mean
that
at
really
the
wouldn't be too pleasing on camera.
yeah. It,
So
it
my
would probably be better with the slingshot stage.
so my first poll was actually is my favorite who is your favorite person that I've done interviews with? That was my first poll, Twiz. And the answers on there was Arab, Gillie the Kid, Dark Low, and Bangum Smurf.
I agree with what Iceberg said. The top three is Gil, Ab, and Bingham.
Gil, Ab, and Bangum. So yeah.
I can't I can't say the top three. I ain't gonna hold you. It's hard, man. I can say Chinks. You know what I mean? We can't forget about Wayne. Like you know what I mean? Like the list kind of goes on, bro. Like you got some classics. Like, and I'm talking about when the intro come, when the red carpet roll out. You know what I'm saying? Any of the true supporters remember that. Like, real prophecy, salute, bro. You know what
Yes,
I mean?
bro. He said Wangsta, no poll needed. Well, just vote in the poll that's
Yeah,
up now. The poll that's up now is actually who who would win in a versus 50 Cent or Ja Rule. And right now, 50 Cent is leading 76% to 24%. What's your thoughts on those poll projections right there thus far, Twiz?
it just show you, who's in the comments. Salute to everybody in the chat, bro. it's just a different type of energy with the music. I believe Gil said it earlier. It depends what the music did for you. You know what I mean? Like you might ask, even though women love 50 Cent too, though, but 50, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Ja Rule just got like, it's really like song for women, even though the men, we love his music also, but it's like that. It's like talking about Nelly. Like we talking about Ja Rule, it's like speaking about Nelly. It's a different bracket of music where 50 give you that, I want to say like Pac feeling, X feeling, with that style of music where it's like straight from the streets,
Yeah,
get signed and still don't forget where you came from. You know what I mean?
people legitimately complained about Ja Rule trying to give off that Pac or that DMX feeling twist.
They did.
You can't want to, give it off. You know what I mean? Whether, it's gonna be from tattooing your back or wearing a certain clothing item that they would
No,
wear. It's
no
gotta be
shirt,
organic.
bandana and stuff like that. Yeah, he was definitely getting backlash, especially we can't forget about X either, where they was comparing them to X.
Well, shit. I was just mentioning how in some of his early albums, he was, using lyrics that were triggered towards, religion, which is something that X would do.
Facts.
Never mind the looks and the tattoos, and some of the different, growls in the lyrics and shit like that. I liked Ja Rule back in the day, man. I
Yeah,
liked
Ja Rule.
DMX and Jay-Z. I liked all three of them coming together as a group.
Facts. Facts.
But let's get back into this interview.
It was a little bit more worse than you and Wayne, because I could see you and Wayne being on the live stream together, but their feud was a little bit more personal.
Right.
Ah, you saw what are you dying about over there, Twig?
Well, Mikey, you get him with a quick uppercut real quick. You threw that in there perfect, bro.
Yep, I had to, bro. Yo, he
That
curved me on Dark Low earlier.
he curved you, so you hit him with an uppercut. Like, okay, you ain't
Oh man.
curving this right here.
Yep. But am I accurate in what I said?
Yeah, it's crazy, bro. You said that too. Especially like the compassion that Gil got behind his music and everything. And it's crazy, bro. It's so crazy, bro. Like I'm not even going to trip, bro. Like you know how they say somebody can like if even if you ghostwrite into something or you around an artist or like it's certain singers where people write songs for them and the person that write the song might not be able to deliver it as great as the person that delivers the music. It's just crazy, bro, because I really witnessed, bro. We all did, like, Wayne, like, change, bro, like, as far as music style. But he just so nice at what he do. It's like people don't even care, bro. Like, but you know what I'm saying? That's crazy, bro. Like, but you can't tell Gil nothing. Gil will be like, I'll wipe Wayne up. You know what I mean? That's the confidence you're supposed to have, period, when you're an artist.
Now, earlier I was trying to big up Cassidy in the interview, like I was telling
Uh-huh.
you after the Cosmic Kevin, I was like, and Gil, after you did that, and Cassidy was doing the same, so he helped him out, and Gil was like, I don't think Arab feels that way about it. I'm just like, damn. But yeah, man, and then but yeah, that's too funny how you said that. I had to bring up Lil Wayne in the interview, but only
Yeah,
only because it felt organic. You know what I mean? This interview could have went on without the mention of Lil Wayne, but
yeah.
it was a part of the conversation.
It made sense. You know what I mean? That's a part of history right there also.
And
You know
Gilly's
what I
eye
mean?
went,
Yeah.
I don't know if you caught that.
Yeah, Kill like, huh?
Feels like, damn, we was just having a good interview, Mikey,
I
until you
know.
had to bring up Lil Wayne again.
Gil always gotta hold his ground, so he probably about to start talking crazy. I'm waiting to see what he got to say after that right there.
Yeah, let's see.
Yeah. Well, that was that. But see, at the end of the day, it's all about what they're trying to accomplish from it. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, that would be the biggest live back and forth that they ever had. I don't care who battle, unless you get Drake versus Jay-Z, ain't going. It's not. That's the only battle that you could do on live that could possibly almost come close to the numbers that Ja Rule and 50 Cent gonna do.
Anybody in the chat? Does anybody in the chat have anything to say about that? Who might beat 50 Cent and Ja Rule? Twiz, I want to ask you. Some people did leave comments because this is a viral clip right now. This piece with Gillie that I put out. A lot of people are saying that Gillie should have said Lil Wayne and Jay-Z and not Jay-Z and Drake. What's your take
No,
on that?
yeah, Lil Wayne and Jay Z. Oh yeah, Lil Wayne and Jay Z. That would definitely hit numbers. You know what I mean? Wayne is a lot of people' greatest artist. You know what I mean? Like people love Wayne, and Wayne got a very very large catalog of music as well as Jay Z. That would be a dog fight right there. I ain't gonna hold you. It would be a dog fight, but with him talking about like 50 and Ja, it's just because of like them having like the prior beef and things of that nature. You know what I mean? That's what would bring a lot of views to it because of what 50 did to Ja Rule career, and Ja Rule wasn't able to respond like the fans wanted him to, like his fans wanted to see him to. So, but Lil Wayne and Hove, yeah, that's a good John right there. Like,
Now, now the Real Prophecy says Jay-Z and Drake would be a dream one, but the one I want to see is Beans versus Kiss. So I wanted to ask you, Twiz, would Jay and Drake or Jay and Wayne, do you think it would outdo the live stream numbers of 50 Cent and Ja, or do you think 50 Cent and Ja would be untouchable? Or would Lil Durk and NBA Youngboy top 50 and Ja at this point?
yeah, it's possible
Seems
when we
like they'd
talk
have
about
2 million
streams.
viewers.
Yeah, we talking about streams. I think Jay Z and Wayne, it's like it'll be debatable with the numbers. Like I said, more people will be tuning in because of the prior beef that Ja Rule and 50 had more so than the music.
I'm
You
gonna
know what I mean?
we're gonna get into another prior in just a second that our moderator Iceberg is bringing up, but I want to let everybody know there's a lot of shit going on in hip hop right now. Whether we're talking about Will Smith, whether we're talking about Rondo number 9 or Polo G and Twiz. Tomorrow we're going to be doing a live news broadcast at 3 p.m. If you're
Okay,
available, Twiz, I'd like you to tap in.
okay,
But this is a prior. So everybody, tonight we're doing a watch along, but tomorrow 3 p.m. if you want to tap in for a live video, and I want to bring Twiz on because I know Twiz, and I know y'all want to see Twiz. Period. But Iceberg says Jay-Z versus Nas. Jay-Z versus Nas, is that gonna be comparable to 50 and Ja?
that's a bloodbath right there, Jay Z and Nas, especially if they bringing up the diss songs. Oh man, that joint would be, bro. The crowd when Ether dropped. I
Could they
mean,
do that
like,
respectfully?
I think that's part of the culture, man. As rich as Jay Z is, and you know, he got a little bougie and all that with the money, but at the end of the day, bro, this for the culture. This is what made you who you are today. So I think it should be no strings attached. I think it's yard out. You can do whatever diss track you want.
All
You know
right.
what I mean? Jay Z on got yourself a gun beat and things of that nature. All that stuff. Yeah, that would be a dog like Jay Z. Oh man, that joint would be crazy. I forgot about Jay Z and Nas. That might be bigger. That'd be bigger than Jay Z and Wayne, I think.
Twiz, if they do Jay-Z and Nas on pay-per-view for $50, Would it be $50 or would it be $100 on pay per
It
view?
might be 100.
It'd
It
be
might be
100.
100.
Okay, it's going to be 100 because there's going to be an undercard.
Yeah,
Most certainly, there's going to be an undercard.
yeah.
So they do $100. How many people order that? Do 5 million people order that? Am I lowballing that, Twiz?
Yeah, it's probably more than 5 million. Might be more than 5 million. And I don't pay for stuff like that, but I'll be dishing out 100 for that.
Yep.
That joint right there, like it's crazy.
So what should we say? 7 million people are gonna pay to see that? Or
Yeah,
am I
about
still lowballing?
7 to 10, maybe.
All right, so Twiz, 7 million people times 100, they would make $700 million if they did that on pay-per-view. So they would do a split with the pay-per-view company, and they would probably bring home close to $400 million.
Yeah, so yeah, that would be great. It just would be up to Jay-Z, man. Jay-Z is just like, he just like above, if that's safe to say, so much, where it's like I don't think he would step in that ring and get messy.
Twiz, he could make $1 billion if Jay-Z did a tour of that. He could do Nas. And listen, we're not just booking this stuff for you guys for no reason. Twiz and I expect to be called up to Rock Nation for the brunch
Facts.
and all that. Twiz, you bringing the wifey and the kids out to the brunch?
We pulling up, man.
We're pulling up to the brunch and we're giving all these ideas. But we make $1 billion. He has Nas. He does Nas. He does 50. He does Drake. He does Lil Wayne. Who's the fifth person Jay-Z could do a versus with?
We bring Drake in. You said Drake?
Yep. So we got Drake,
All right.
Wayne, 50, and Nas. Who's the fifth person?
That's a good question. The fifth person?
I don't think it could be Rose.
No, not Rose. Definitely not Rose. Damn, who would the fifth person be?
They're saying Dr. Dre.
Kanye
West. Boom. It's Kanye West. Thank you, Twiz. And we so just send the car. We're gonna need 2 cars, one to Philly, one to Connecticut.
Definitely.
We got this shit, Twiz.
Shit. We're gonna be tuxed out.
We got another one for Eminem and Jay-Z as well. But we already got our $1 billion year. We're going to make $1 billion with Rock Nation. We are going to make $1 billion with DirecTV, the best pay-per-view provider, or we'll go with somebody more local. You know what I mean? We could do a Bleacher Report or some of these dudes, some of these local dudes who sell shit like that. Anything. We'll do a Fight TV or something like that, Quiz. You know what I mean?
Facts.
HBO, whatever we end up doing, but we can put this shit on like a major tour.
Facts.
Appreciate you, King Infamous.
Salute.
But let's get back into this, man. The last piece of this joint.
Because guess why? People know they don't each other. People know. Then people gonna go on there just to see the antics that 50 Cent gonna pull up, because they know he gonna do some crazy shit. You feel what I'm saying? So,
oh, Twiz, I couldn't picture 50 doing any crazy shit. What could 50 do that would be crazy on the stage? Well, I mean, rest in peace, DMX. He could have brought DMX out to do Shot Down. That would have been amazing.
50 would get physical on the stage if they close enough and he feel disrespected. Whether it's grabbing them, whether it's smacking them or punching them, 50 is capable of that.
But I mean, in a sense of the music industry, what could he do to embarrass him on the stage, really? Like how, like sometimes on the Summer Jam screen, they pulled up the pictures of Prodigy on the Summer Jam screen back in the day. What could they do? Like, what could he really do? What type of antics could he really do? Ja Rule could pull up some footage of, people throwing chairs at 50 on stage.
Yeah, but 50 is that's 50. That's his. That's what he do. 50 go at everybody. 50 go at people that he could just have been with you last week and he put some stuff up about you. 50 will go any angle and he goes, you know what I'm saying? He stooped to the lowest level if he have to. He played foul, bro.
Yeah, I would like to see if there's
Facts,
anything else he
iceberg.
could bring. If there's anything else he could bring to light, really. Yep, back down. Yeah, back down. Like I was saying, rest in peace, DMX. DMX would have been a. I really always have loved the Shot Down song that DMX put on his Grand Champ album with 50
Hmm.
Cent. That was one of the best features to me.
It's like it's like that would break the internet literally. That shit would crash the internet if 50 and Ja did that. But I don't really think, 50 Cent is in a whole different headspace, man. That nigga's cleaning up, man. That nigga got shows on ABC, man, and shit like that, man. You feel what I'm saying? So for him, it's like a rap battle. Come on, man. I'm producing full news this year, man. I ain't got no time for that shit.
Twiz, do you ever turn your television channel station to ABC? Ever? Like when you put the television on, when's the last time you had ABC on for real? Because I don't watch
I
television like that.
I don't watch TV like that either. But what Gil's saying is, you got people that's not hip hop heads where it might be that older lady that just like, oh, I like this song. Oh, that's 50 Cent. That's his name. You know what I mean? So
I
that
like
just
the
open you
show.
exactly. That open you up to a different fan base. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So you don't think 50 Cent putting his show on a channel like ABC hindered the show at all? You think, I mean, shit, he had a show on BET as well.
Facts. BT and let's not forget the Star series he got rolling. You know what I mean? So
Exactly. Exactly, man. King Infamous says he's rocking with G Unit in that verses, and
definitely.
the poll hasn't really changed. Twiz, it's still 50 Cent, 72%, and we've got Ja Rule. He creeped up a little bit to 28%, and we
Hmm.
got 78 votes. So if you have not voted in the poll, send a vote in right now. Let's see what's going on here for the end of this interview.
Damn. I was gonna ask you if you could put two people up against each other in an Instagram battle, who it would be.
Uh,
Who's he got?
I think a good one would be Jeezy and T.I.
Jeezy and Ti. We were supposed to see that.
Oh yeah, yeah. Everyone's always talking about them as the king of the South.
You know what I mean? I think a good one would be Jeezy and T.I. You know what I mean? But just because I like both of their music, you know what I'm saying? And just for me, that's just my opinion. I think both of them had really good music for them, especially for the moments they was in. You know what I mean? And both of them had a hell of a run. You know what I mean? And both of them from Atlanta, so that'll be some real live good shit right there.
Dope interview with Gillie, the kid right there. Appreciate everybody for tapping in on this watch along. If you didn't see the drop, I'm going to play it for you one more time here.
Yeah, you already know this your boy, the king of Philly, Gillie.
Gillie.
Shout out to Mikey T, the movie star, man. We live on Report Card Radio. You already know. Right.
Classic interview with Gillie right there. So he said Young, Jeezy, and T.I. Twiz, one of the last questions I'm going to ask you tonight is what is a verses you would want to see? I saw in the chat, I think it might have been King Infamous, I'm not sure, but he said Kiss versus Beans. I know that's always a classic Philly throwback. What verses would you want to see if I'm not putting you on the spot?
Um, I would go with Styles and Beans.
Styles and Beans. Okay, let me get mine together now. If I had to put a verses together, and I'm asking everybody in the chat as well. King Infamous says Lloyd Banks versus Cassidy. Lloyd Banks and Cassidy. You around for that one, Twiz?
Yeah, that's fire right there. Cass and Banks would be fire.
What's up? I'm trying to think. What do I want to see for a verses, man? What is the verses that I want to see right now? Damn, it's a hard. Well, I did want to mention that we're gonna get Onyx and Cypress Hill. So that should be a pretty interesting one. Definitely a throwback verses right there. I had
Mhm.
mentioned Lil Durk and NBA YoungBoy a little bit earlier. I don't know if there's a potential of that happening, but I would really like to see that take place. Maybe if it's got to be something a little bit more friendly, maybe if it's a little bit more friendly, maybe we do Little Dirk versus Young Thug or Little Dirk versus Future. What do you think about one of those, Twiz? Or maybe I think those are a little bit better than Little Dirk versus Chief Keef.
Yeah, definitely like Chief Keef, man, his wave is over for a lot of fans. You know what I mean? He got a solid fan base, but he not relevant, you know what I'm saying, right now in music.
Right.
He a great artist and he very impactful, especially for Chicago music. But
Making
I'm
sympathy.
just reading this. Yeah, I
Yeah.
was reading that.
Well, Twiz, he says Future is way better than Jeezy, my opinion. How do you think Ti is always challenging people for a verses, bro? How do you think Ti would fare against Future? Would Future blow him out of the water, man? Ti has a lot of hits, but like you were just saying, it's about the music connecting at this point in time.
Yeah, it's about the music connecting. That battle wouldn't make sense. In Future, I just feel like, man, Future make hits, man. But if you take that auto tune off of them, you know what I'm saying? It's different. It hit different.
Wow. So the poll, and I'm gonna end this poll in 1 minute, you guys. Who would win a versus 50 Cent or Ja Rule? And I'm not even sure how these numbers are accurate, Twiz, but 50 Cent has 73% and Ja Rule has 28%. Actually,
Yeah,
I see how those numbers are accurate now.
yeah.
70, 73 plus 28 equals 100.
I 73 versus 73 and 28.
Yeah.
No,
Yes,
I should
it
be.
does. Yeah, it does.
Oh yeah. Oh, all right.
Yeah, one. Yep, it does.
I thought it would be
No,
72.
no, yeah, yeah,
72.
exactly. Now it
It
just
should.
changed. The poll just
Yeah,
changed.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah. The poll just changed to 73 and 27. So
yeah. All right. Yeah, that's more like it. I'm about to say that first one. That's 101. I'm like hooked up.
yeah, you added that up pretty quickly, Twiz. Yo, the people be burning people up in the chat about or in the comments about math, man. This one time Gillie added 30, 30 and 35, and he said it was 75. Mm, the people were burning it up, you know what I mean? But but all right, let's see, man. So I'm gonna end the poll right now. It looks like 50 Cent wiped out Ja Rule. I'm pretty sure he wiped out the game last night too, Twiz.
Yeah, he did.
So they're saying 50 Cent is like pretty much the
He
versus
did.
king.
Yeah, so far, you know what I mean? After whoever we put off, like, long as he ain't going against nobody like Jay-Z or Wayne or nothing like that.
Oh, we're putting him against Jay-Z the next time we go. We're
Oh,
gonna find a way.
Jay-Z would be smoking on that 50 pack.
I hope we can talk about sorry. I hope we can talk about a yes. Yes, but it was funny because the percent was 73 for 50 and 28 for Ja Rule. That's why I even brought it up. But but yeah, I'm hoping we get a versus battle that we can come and talk about in the near future so we can put that poll up. I'm gonna send it to some open questions. If anybody
Let's
has
get it.
if anybody has some questions before we get up out of here tonight, the floor is yours. You know what
Y'all
I'm
know how
saying?
we, y'all, I didn't mean to cut you off, Mikey, but y'all
Mhm.
know how we carry it for the open questions. Even if y'all got questions off of the verses, man, feel free to ask us whatever y'all want, man. Even if it's whatever next verses y'all might even think that we can suggest or interviews from the past that Mikey dropped, whatever the next ones that y'all might want us to review, just let us know. Or whatever topics y'all got to ask. It don't gotta be specifically on what the stream was tonight. Salute to everybody in the chat.
Um, I got the Animal Ambition album here, Twiz. Do you remember, at the very least, I've got to say, you must remember the song called Smoke featuring Trey Songz on Animal
Definitely.
Ambition?
Definitely.
But that's not better than Wonderful by Ja Rule.
Better than no, I'm not gonna say it's better than.
No.
Yeah, that wasn't better than that.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So I'm just saying, if we really run it down, Ja's kind of, but I mean, people will never agree with that because they say the mixtape 50 Cent will outweigh anything. And some people even
Yeah,
think those mixtapes like the Big Ten, like the Outlaw what or Five, the Canaan tape, the Lost tape. He had a bunch of shit. The Big Ten, what was it? The War Angel. That's what I was looking for.
we got to witness 50 music of 50 having more hunger in his music than Ja Rule. Ja Rule was just like I want to put him in the boat with like Nelly. You know what I mean? Where it was like the
He
music
turned into
was
a
all
pop
good.
star.
Yeah, like the music was all good vibes and put you in a different mood. But 50, he had different topics. He had different real life street stuff going on in his music.
Oh shit, Finch Bar tuned in real late. Well, we did a watch along tonight, and I just want to let everybody know that's watching tonight. We are going to be going live tomorrow with some news in the afternoon. So if you want to tune in at 3 p.m. New York time, 3 p.m. Eastern. Um, the Real Prophecy says Ja Rule verse 50 won't happen. Jeezy and Gucci was split. That way they never dapped up. Even when Gucci was just brought him out, he walked off while Gucci walked on. Yeah. Yeah, man. That's why I'm saying they should do a split
I,
stage.
I like to see people more mature and all that, but I would have liked to see more of the old Jeezy in that verses. Even though he was still talking flying between the verses, you know what I mean? Like Jeezy was supposed to get a little more disrespectful.
Yeah, man. What a dope live video tonight, man. I'm going to stay on a couple more minutes. If anybody has any last questions for us, we got Twiz for a few minutes tonight. Like I said, we didn't come on covering news topics, even though there's a couple different things buzzing right now. We'll be on tomorrow afternoon to discuss all of that with you guys. Um, that's right. That's right. After this video, hit the like button, man. Make sure if you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell so you never miss one of my live videos.
And make sure you
Everybody,
click all.
yep, click all and follow me right now. And everybody that follows me, I will follow back right now, you guys. I'm about to send it over to Twiz so he can do his plugs, but I'm going to get his Instagram posted and he can read you out his plugs for everything that he's got going on as well. Twiz, the floor is yours, my brother.
Man, this SV Twist, the Hub blogger. Y'all know how we carry it, man. Report Card Radio, live familiar, man. We always working. Salute to the whole chat, man. Much love and respect. You know what I'm saying? We love the convos. We love y'all tapping in. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? That's just how we carry it, man. Follow me on the gram _twist 215. YouTube, the Hood blogger. I'm talking about like things is definitely in the making. I've been tied up a lot outside of YouTube and all of that, but I'm gonna keep pushing, man. And most importantly, make sure y'all tap in for the streams because it's never gonna stop, bro. At the end of the day, we keep it pushing, man. This the network right here. This how we carry it. Salute to my brother Mikey T, the movie star, man. It's only one way from here, y'all, and that's up. That's how we carry it.
All right, everybody give Twiz that follow right now, and I'm sure he'll log on and follow y'all back. The time is now. We got like 70
Absolutely.
people. We got like 70 people in here. So both of our IGs are posted. If you want to follow us, we are the host of the show. We'll follow you back. Real Prophecy says, my last question is how you would feel about Jadakiss versus of Beans versus Twiz. If you want to go in any more about that.
It would be lit. Only thing about that Real Prophecy is Jay-Z, I mean my fault, Kiss and Beans, they would have to snap out of their friendship mode. Like you know how they done already went back and forth and they established their brotherhood to a different level. All
Right.
that would have to be away. It can't be nothing friendly. It gotta be Kiss gotta be the same gritty, disrespectful Kiss that he was on the stage with Dipset. Beans got to be the same Beans from Hot 97. We need that energy. You know what I mean? Just for the performance at the end of the day. We need that. It got to get a little disrespectful. You know what I
Right.
mean? It got to be no strings attached.
I hear you on that, Twiz. It's kind of like, with the Method Man and Redman joint. It became too much of a
Facts.
performance for me. It's like
Facts.
I've
Too
been
friendly.
I've been to a Method Man and Redman performance. I've seen them together. I've seen them on the Up and Smoke tour. You know what I mean? We've seen these artists perform together in certain aspects. When we're going to the verses, we're there for a different thing. We're there to see a competition. It's like a race. You know what I mean? We want to see who
Facts.
the winner is, who makes it, through the finish line, that type of shit.
Facts. Y'all dap it up at the end. You know what I'm talking about? Like it's normally be no friendliness, no being lenient because you got love for your component or whatever. Like no, we ain't for your opponent. Like we ain't doing none of that.
Uh, Hold on. Makinson says 50 has bigger street records than Jay-Z, Wankster, Many Men, and radio hits in the club, patiently waiting. Well, that's a
I
story for
disagree.
another day. Twiz is gonna just go right on at you on it.
Yeah, we can tap in on it another day, but I disagree. We gotta take it back to the streets is watching and all that. Like Jay Z was smoke 50 on any level, street level, whatever. You know what I'm talking about? Like I'm
And also, you got
fit.
to throw the female records in there. You got to throw the
True.
featured records in there. You got to throw the group records in there. You know what I mean? You got to do different things, you know what I mean, to make the verses or to make the comparison. If you're not doing a verses, if you're
And,
just doing a comparison, you got to do that to make it interesting, Twiz.
and plus, we ain't talking about Jay Z right now today. You know what I'm saying? About like even 50 now today, he not really, you know what I'm saying, too much like involved in music and street music. But anything from Blueprint 2 or before that, you know what I'm saying? Jay Z can go, Jay Z can streets is watching. You know what I mean? He
Or
can do a
you,
bunch of different things.
or I think you could even go as far as, Rock Boys in the building tonight. You know what I mean? I think you can go as
You
far as some of his more recent
yeah,
albums.
yeah, you could push it up to Kingdom Come. For real, for real. You know what I'm talking about? Like so we can't discredit Hove. Hove was definitely streets, you know what I'm talking about? Like
Yeah.
Hove music wasn't as grimy as 50 Cent, but Hove gave you that hustler music. You know what I'm talking about?
But yeah, man, definitely appreciate everybody tuning in. Thank you all for tuning into the live podcast tonight, man. We did a watch along. We're always doing different things on the channel, man, but you're always getting this real personality and real opinions, real views, and dope news to talk about, man, because that's why we're all fans in the first place, man. Twiz, I really appreciate you tapping in. You know what I mean? We've been doing this watch along series, man. We've been covering some of the best pieces, yo, and I've been
Facts.
enjoying it, man. I think the people have been enjoying it as well.
Facts. You already know, man. Different energy, new things, and we got more things in the making, man. So make sure y'all stay tuned and y'all be a part of it. Don't forget to follow the clubhouse also, man. You know what I'm talking about? So that's how we carry it, man.
Twiz, what about the DJ Who Kid mixtapes?
Classics. Classics. We can't forget about that, man. I'm glad you brought that up too. Classics right there, bro. Like we can't trip.
Oh yeah, man. DJ Who Kid, man. Who Kid? Yeah. But yeah, man. Appreciate everybody for tapping in. Remember, we'll see y'all tomorrow for the news, 3 p.m. Put it on your schedule, man. Whether you're at work, whether you're working out, whether you're, on the run, just throw it on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? And you can just listen to us, man. We'll be doing our thing, man. Salute to everybody for tapping in tonight. I'm Mikey T.
Yes, sir.
Star. That is my co-host SV Twiz, the Hood Blogger on YouTube. Go subscribe to SV Twiz, and you're here right now watching. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe right now, man. Hit the subscribe button and the notification bell.
Straight like that.